Hello everyone, a very good morning. Today in this module we have to talk about the third and fourth fundamental rights of uh, Indian Constitution. So under third and fourth right, we get right against exploitation, that is come under third one, and right to freedom of religion, which is came under the fourth one. So let's see that what's we get in this right. The one is that the right against exploitation, that is Article 23 to 24. So under the right against exploitation, we get two part, that is Article 23 and 24. In Article 23, we get prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor, and under Article 24 we get prohibition of child labor. So these two part came under the that the right against exploitation. So let's see one by one that what articles means, or which is the what is the exact meaning of this Article 23 and 24. So let's see that what 24 mean Article 23 means. Okay, in Article 23, it is talk about prohibition of trafficking in human beings and forced labor. So here the prohibition means the limitation or ban or abolition. Traffic in human beings and forced labor, Article 20, it is come under Article 23. So Article 23, it is divided in two part. What is the two part? The first part is talking about the prohibition of beggar and forced labor. So forced labor, you all know that from this term you get an idea that the labor or the workers, those who are forcefully are they are doing the work, and even they are not getting any profit. So in our Indian Constitution is totally strictly said that no person is allowed to keep anyone or any labor or worker for serving them free of cost, or no one can keep any human beings as a slave for a long time, whom they call as a bonded labor. I don't know whether you remember or think, but if I'm giving one example, in a TV serial, that is one serial that was came in colors, that is Uttran. So in that, if you have seen that serial, so in that TV show, it is showing that how in previously that this kind of practices will going on, and where the peoples from the villages or from the remote areas, they are uh, kept they are coming for in search of the work, and in that name some of the agencies or some of the peoples are doing this kind of things, that they are bonded, they are kept for as a slave for a long time, and even they are not getting a money also in their proper work. So that is totally not allowed in our Indian Constitution. Our Indian Constitution somehow are they are banded that the prohibition of beggar and forced labor, that is no one can be forcefully keeping any person as a labor, or you can say as a slave, without giving them any kind of money. And here the beggar means that a practice where a person forced to serve its master for free of cost or free charges. So without taking any money, those person who are serving their master just like a slave, this is known as beggar and bonded labor. So this is totally somehow are not that it is not allowed in the Constitution. The second part of the Article 23 is prohibition of human trafficking. Here traffic does not mean about the that is the human, that the sorry that the person, those who are the jam or in the streets, or where the vehicles are struck, that is it is not talking about that. So prohibition of human trafficking means banned on selling and buying of human beings, especially women, for immoral work. Here the traffic means selling and buying human. So in our Constitution it is also totally somehow are not that it is not allowed that any person can purchase or can sell any other human being, especially for the women, because nowadays so many smugglings are going on, and the peoples are those who are doing this kind of immoral work, they are somehow are kidnapping from the children's, especially the girls, from the different areas, and then somehow they are they are sell them, they are uh, that some person they are selling that kids, and that's peoples, and especially the girls, and some peoples out of the countries, they are purchasing them for doing any kind of illegal work. So for that reason, or the girls are harassed from this, so this kind of thing activities are totally not allowed in our Indian constitution, and that is totally illegal. So under article 23, the peoples are protected from these two kind of torture. That is, first one is the forced labor, that no one is allowed to be a slave for a long period of time, and no person will be allowed to selling and purchasing of the human beings, especially for the women. So this is come under article 23. Now we are talking about article 24. Article 24 is talked about, here we get that prohibition of child labor. So what's that mean? uh, you all know that in our from our previous fundamental right, it is already clear that under article 21A, all the peoples, especially the children from 6 to 14 years of age, they have the right to get free and compulsory education. Now under article 24, no one can employ the child below the age of 14 years to work in any harmful place like firecracker factories, any chemical factories, etc., or in any hazardous work like railways or ports. So not no children that is below the 14 years of age, they are allowed, no person are allowed that they are somehow are doing, that no person at all are somehow are allowed by anyone that they are employ the child, they or they give a chance to the children up below the 14 years of age for working in any way, especially in the places where the firecracker factories or the chemical factories, like the factories, so in any hazardous places, any harmful places, no one can allow the no, Indian constitution cannot allow any person that they can doing their work, or they can keeping a child labor into their places. So that is totally banned. So this is called about prohibition, or you can say banned on child labor, that is come under article 24. So these two articles, that is 23 and 24, is totally talking about to protect the peoples, whether from selling to anyone, from being a slave, or from being a child labor. So right against exploitation means the, that exploitation means where the peoples are used without giving them profit. So all the peoples are somehow protected by the Indian constitution, so that no one can be used, or no one can be exploited any other's person. Now there's a fourth fundamental right, that is right to freedom of religion, under which it is the article from 25 to 28. So from this, that the heading, you can understand that what is talking about under this right. Here we get about the religious freedom. So in this article, that is a fourth number of the fundamental right, is talking about the religion, under which from article 25 to 28 came the clauses that came. So let's see that what is the first article under right to freedom of religion. So article number 25 is talking about the right to process, practice and propagate the religion. So under this, the people are free to believe in any religion on their own choice. So if you, as a suppose that if you are Hindu, and if you wanted to believe in the Muslim or Islamic community, if you wanted to believe in the Christian community as being a Hindu person, so you are free to believe on that. So no one will be stopping you under this article. If you are free to believe according to your own choice, even you are free to convert it into any religious. If you are in a Hindu community, and if you wanted to go towards the other community religion, that is Islam, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, anything, so no one can be stopping you to for converting your religion from one religion to another. So as because we have article 25, under which we have a right to practice, to profess, to promote any religion. and even you are free to practice the ritual of a particular religion. See, in nowadays, we all are somehow we are celebrating Durga Puja, also we are celebrating Ganesh Chaturthi, as well as we are celebrating Christmas, we are celebrating as well as to the Islamic, that is the Eid, and the Guru Nanak's birthday also. So from this we can understand that article 25 is allowing us to practices to celebrate any kind of particular religious, and that is totally free, no one can be stop us. So this is come under right to process, that is promote, practice, and to worship the propagate the religion. Now come to article 26. Article 26 is talking about the freedom to manage religious affairs. Now article 25 are giving you all the rights for doing for choosing your religion, for converting your religion, but article 26 is saying that if someone it gives that every religious group they have a right that they can set up the charitable institution of their own, manage their affairs or properties as per the law. So without any doing any illegal work, if any particular religion group they wanted to set up their own institutions, their religious institution as a as a charitable institution, so they are totally, you know, that are free to do that, and even they have the right to manage their own religious matter, religious issues by their own self, and also they have the right to created any kind of properties, but that all should be under the maintaining of the law. So that is somehow it is saying so article 25 are giving us freedom towards our own religion, and article 26 are giving the freedom towards the religious group to maintaining or to creating their charitable institution along with the properties and managing their affairs, but yes, of course, should be under the law, not by any illegal or forceful work. Now we are talking about the third one, that is article 27. Here is talking about the freedom from the taxes for promotion of any particular religion. If you are notified that in many different rituals or any different festivals, so many people are came for taking, or you know, that for asking that some donation for maintaining or for celebrating that thing, so they are somehow wanted the donation, but if they are forcing you, and that is totally wrong, because under article 27 no citizen can be forced by any state or by anyone to paying any kind of taxes for promotion or for maintenance of any particular religion or for any religious institutions. See, if I'm giving another example, suppose many of you are, we are traveling towards in many holy places of our respective religion. So if you are you wanted to go to any your holy places, and there the state government or any government or anyone, they are asking that if you wanted to visit your holy places, you have to give money before you want to travel, so that is totally illegal. No one will be asking for you, no one will be forced to you. Yes, of course, if you wanted to give the donation, you can, but no one is forcing you to put giving any kind of taxes for that. Even if you suppose, if you if someone is wanted to maintain wanted to create any holy worship places like church or like you know, the temple or mosque, anything, and if they are forcing you to give the money on that, then it is also one kind of totally illegal. According to your own wish you can donate, but no one can you forcing you to giving any kind of money as a tax for promoting the religious or for maintaining the particular religious or to creating any religious institutions. So this is totally illegal. And the last one is the article 28, where it is said that prohibition of religious instruction in the state and institution. See, from the previous you already get an idea about that everything, that the first one is giving the freedom to individuals so that they will promoting their own religion. Second one is giving the freedom to the religious group. Third is giving the importance to give freedom to the individual so that they can protect them from misusing through the payment. And the last one is talking about the religious instruction. So no religious instruction shall be prohibited or shall be provided in the state run education institution. So we all know that educational institution is all about everyone. There no religious can be matter. So for that reason, if any particular educational institution, especially the government run government aided education system, they cannot be that they cannot be respect, or they sorry, they cannot be giving any kind of privileges, or they cannot be do any kind of partiality, or they cannot be any kind of favoring any one particular religious, and they are not forcing anyone to read only their religious books or their religious matter. So this is totally illegal. So for that reason, it is said that in any educational institution, especially which is run by the government, there the religious instructions, the religious matter, the religious classes will not be going on, as it is illegal. So under article 28, no educational institutions which is run by the government aided cannot be giving any kind of religious instruction or classes to anyone, because every religion, we are a secular country, and every religion have an respect, equal respect. So we cannot favoritize any one particular religious, and we cannot that pressurized any one person to do that thing. And yes, of course, one more question, one more things will be maybe come in your mind, that what about the madrasas, or what about the convents, this kind of missionaries or like that? They are also have the right to clear, because in article 25 it is saying that if they wanted to started their own institution, they can, in under article 20, that is 6. But yes, of course, all should be in a law, and no one will be discriminated on the basis of the religion. So if they want clear about the, if they are giving equal chance to each and everyone without discrimination, and give respect to others religious also, then they can do that thing. So it is all about the article 3, sorry, the third fundamental rights and the fourth fundamental rights. So in this module you have learned about from article 22 to from article 23 to 28. So you get to know about 23 24 under third fundamental rights, and from 25 to 28 under fourth fundamental rights. I hope you all clear about that. And in our next video, I will explain about the others, that is the fifth and sixth fundamental rights. Till that, please go through with your NCERT book so that it will be clear the concept. And thank you so much for understanding and for listening these things and watching the video.